You just brought up, you said it, not everyone at the White House agrees with you.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what you mean.
Well, I think the press has been pretty clear on that, and I think...
Let's hear it in your own words. Let's have you.
Well, what I've said is what I've just said. Not everyone at the White House has agreed with me.
On what part of this?
Probably on the pace of releases.
Because you've been cautious?
Because I have the responsibility, and I play my own game here, and that is because by law I am the one official in government charged with certification of release of detainees. I take that responsibility very seriously.
Have you had pressure?
We've had a lot of conversations.
With the White House?
Yes. And Congress. And the press.
You don't seem too fussed by the notion that maybe there's been a little pressure from the White House. You're not fussed by that.
Barbara, I've been in this town a long time. And there's pressure all the time in every job that comes from a lot of different directions. And if you're not prepared to deal with pressure every day in the job you're in, coming from a lot of different directions, then you shouldn't be in the job.
Look, Wolf, I have to tell you, we've covered Secretary Hagel since the day he took office. He has never publicly been this candid about that pressure from the White House. What is the pressure? We know that, and he's now confirming it, that the White House wanted him to move faster on approving the release of detainees from Guantanamo Bay, and the White House wanted him to approve more of them. And Chuck Hagel says, look, I'm responsible for national security on this. I'm not going to sign any of these transfers unless I'm convinced it's the right thing to do. On the Bergdahl one, he is convinced. He says he still thinks the problem with that one detainee can be handled. But truly, Wolf, an extraordinary admission from the Secretary in his last few days in office that, yes, he was pressured by the White House.
Yeah, he's certainly very, very blunt by the outgoing Defense Secretary, Barbara, and it will certainly revise all of those suggestions at the time of his announcement of his resignation that he wasn't very happy with what was going on, the pressure he was getting from the White House, right?
I think that this now is a big hint, perhaps even just straight up, an acknowledgement by Chuck Hagel in his final days that he's going to say what he thinks. You know, he's been under huge pressure since all of the kerfuffle. Was he fired? Was he pushed out? Did he resign? Look, it's very clear now that there were differences with the White House. He was a real gentleman about it, trying not to say too much. But we know in these last few days in office, we now know that his view is he can be more candid, he can say what he thinks, he can offer his views, his opinions, and really, you know, nobody can do anything to him now. He's leaving.
He certainly is. I want you to stand by, Barbara, because we want to run more of this exclusive interview you had. He's very blunt, the outgoing Defense Secretary.